in the system framework, and I am confident that they are instrumental in driving organizational performance. I've decided to do my research study on an empirically proving that each dimension, E, T, and K, is a predictor of organizational performance and thus global competitiveness. In addition, I will also seek to prove that an organization which is competent in all three areas achieves higher performance than an organization that is competent in only two areas, which in turn achieves higher performance than an organization that is only competent in one. Initially, I will be sampling educational institutions in Latin American countries and other developing regions because of the increased global turbulence those educational systems have been experiencing. These educational institutions will benefit greatly from the study because they will be able to identify areas where they are underperforming and areas where they are excelling, so they can then take the proper measures in addressing these areas. This research study will be the first to measure the degree to which the three dimensions of the ETK framework do in fact predict performance. If the results prove a strong correlation, other studies can build upon the results to further elaborate the concept and the measurement tool. I will particularly welcome the educational institution members of the ITC network to take part in this pioneering study. I personally believe that the ETK concept can positively affect all organizations given its sound framework based on organizational realities and a simplistic OS measurement tool. Thank you.
Thank you, Jorge. Mr. Arjun Natarajan, General Manager of Mabamex, the metal toy making factory in Tijuana, Mexico. You are our most important client with a first-hand exposure to organizational synchronization. What is the source of your inspiration in steering the ship with OS amidst rough waters?
Thank you, Krishna. Yes, I run a fairly large manufacturing facility for metal toys in Mexico. Let me first describe the challenges we face. I have about 3,000 employees at peak. There are about 180 plastic injection molding machines which produces more than 2,000 different parts to be assembled into 50 different toys every week during the peak period. Our supply chain of raw materials is spread across the globe. Because of the tight labor market in the part of Mexico where our plant is located, the average labor turnover in the city has been in the vicinity of 6 to 8% per week. Mathematically, this translates into about 300% turnover of workforce every year. As you all may know, in 2007, there were incidences of heavy element contamination in toys imported from China. This led Mattel to set its internal bar on quality very high, much higher than legal requirements in many cases, because that is what consumers expect from a company such as Mattel. These stringent quality standards imply very diligent enforcement of quality at every point in the supply chain, including our raw material vendors, incoming inspection at our factory, in-process inspection, and finally, inspection of the finished goods. Mattel factories are expected to produce not only the highest quality products, but also at competitive cost. As labor costs in Mexico are higher than those in emerging nations of Asia, Mexican factory has a built-in competitive disadvantage against production in Asia. With all these challenges, what did we do? First, we focused on people, the E component. People get things done. People need to have ownership and feel motivated. We all want to be part of the winning team. All of us go to work wanting to do the best. We want to feel we make a difference. This is motivational. My first priority, therefore, was to focus on this set the culture in the company that will foster such attitudes. The second action was to ensure everyone knew what was expected of them and knew how to get it done. I see technology and knowledge as essential resources to get results, like key tools. So we decided to do an extensive T and K training as an ongoing process. Every employee has to go through at least 40 hours of training and refresher courses. In addition, selected employees receive higher level leadership and communication training. Finally, we pursued organizational synchronization by focusing on systems and automation to make our processes smoother and error-free. For example, we eliminated manual data capturing activities to the extent possible by the use of barcode and other digital readers. We are setting up real-time electronic boards at every assembly line that will display in real time production quality, production quantity, and downtime information. So the assembly workers have a scorecard to set themselves to. We are careful in not automating inefficiency. For example, before we build a conveyor belt to move anything from here to there, we look for ways to eliminate the movement itself. The results? We are the only major toy manufacturer in Mexico, close to the largest toy market in the world. We ship to all parts of the world, including China and India. Our defective rates are among the lowest in the industry. Our people turnover is about a third of the city average. I'm proud to say that our measured level of organizational synchronization in 2007 was level 4, and I'm committed to achieving level 5 very soon. Thank you, Krishna.
Thank you, Arjun. I hope you have all been enriched with the valuable insights and contributions from the distinguished panel of colleagues and friends of ITC. I believe OS is a long overdue framework and model to measure, access, and monitor the synergetic potential of the optimal performance, client loyalty, and global competitiveness of our organizations. I invite you all to join us in this exciting effort to propel our organizations towards excellence in the new global economy. Thank you.
We will now continue with the second question and answer session. You may direct your questions to Dr. Krishnamurthy or to our distinguished invited panel guests. Our first question is from Tecnológico de Estudios Superiores de Chalco. Go ahead, please, in Mexico.
Por favor, su pregunta, por favor.
¿Qué importancia tiene el modelo ETK en la sincronización de
What is the
instituciones de educación superior?
the importance of the ETK model and the synchronization of university programs?
The question relates to the university programs, higher education.
It's a very important, extremely important area for us to work in terms of synchronization. Right here we have a doctoral student who's working right on that very issue. He might address part of this question.
Yes, the main thing I would say is that a lot of countries have a lot of public educational institutions, and they have large bureaucracies, and are really not focused on improving the performance. They're just trying to continue with operations that they've had in the past. So synchronization makes them look at the places where they're inefficient and helps them improve.